Hollywood has lost a man whose face you may recognize even if you never knew his name. James Lew was the martial artist, stuntman, actor, and fight coordinator behind some of Hollywood's most memorable action moments. On August 23, 2026, James Lew died in Los Angeles at the age of 73 after reportedly battling health issues. His cause of death has not been publicly disclosed. But James Lew's story wasn't simply about performing dangerous stunts. It was about spending more than 5 decades mastering martial arts, transforming that skill into a Hollywood career, and helping create the action sequences audiences remember long after the credits roll. James began studying martial arts when he was just 14 years old. He trained in different disciplines, including Tong Soo Do and Choi Lee Foot, and eventually developed expertise across multiple martial arts styles. His dedication led him into competition, demonstrations, and eventually the entertainment industry. By the 1970s, Lew had begun making his way into Hollywood, and this was a time when martial arts movies and television were becoming increasingly popular. But James wasn't satisfied with simply appearing on screen. He wanted to understand how action worked from every angle. He became a stunt performer, then a stunt coordinator, then a fight choreographer, and eventually he became one of the people Hollywood trusted to make complicated action scenes look believable. His career included appearances and stunt work across an incredible range of movies and television shows. Fans may remember him from Big Trouble in Little China, Timecop, Rush Hour, Lethal Weapon 4, Best of the Best, The Perfect Weapon, and many other action productions. He even appeared in the famous comedy Hot Shots Part 2, where he participated in a memorable fight parody with Charlie Sheen. But perhaps the most important part of James Lew's career happened behind the camera, because being able to perform martial arts is one thing. Knowing how to turn martial arts into great cinema is something completely different. A real fight isn't automatically a good movie fight. The movements have to look powerful, the camera has to capture them, the performers have to stay safe, the timing has to be perfect, and the entire sequence has to tell a story. James Lew understood that. Over the years, he became a respected stunt coordinator and fight choreographer, working on productions across film and television, and eventually his work received one of Hollywood's biggest honors. In 2017, James Lew won a Primetime Emmy for outstanding stunt coordination for his work on Marvel's Luke Cage. Think about what that means. For decades, stunt performers often worked behind the scenes. They helped actors look heroic. They took the falls. They performed the dangerous movements. They helped build the action sequences that audiences loved. But James Lew eventually received major recognition for that work. And his achievements didn't stop there. In 2024, he was inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame in the Stuntman category, alongside respected martial artists and stunt professionals. That recognition reflected something his friends and colleagues had known for years. James wasn't just another stuntman. He was part of the history of martial arts in Hollywood, and perhaps one of the most remarkable things about his career was its longevity. He continued working across generations of action cinema, from classic martial arts productions of the 1970s and 80s to major Hollywood action films, television series, and modern superhero productions. James Lew remained part of the industry. He wasn't simply watching Hollywood change, he was helping shape it. And even when audiences didn't know his name, they knew his work. That's often the strange reality of being a stunt performer. Millions of people can watch what you do without ever knowing who performed it. They remember the punch, they remember the fight, they remember the character jumping, falling, or defeating an opponent. But the person who helped make that moment possible can remain invisible. James Lew spent much of his career in that invisible space, yet the people who worked with him knew exactly how important he was. His wife Jordana shared an emotional tribute following his death, remembering him with love and saying he would be deeply missed. And tributes from within the martial arts and stunt communities have highlighted the same thing again and again. James Lew wasn't unforgettable, not just because of the movies, not just because of the awards, but because of the people he influenced. For more than 50 years, he brought together two things he loved: martial arts and filmmaking. He helped actors look like fighters. He helped directors create believable action. He helped audiences believe in impossible moments, and he did it for generations. James Lew may not have been the biggest name on a movie poster, but behind some of Hollywood's biggest action moments was a man who understood exactly how to make the impossible look real. Today, the martial arts and stunt communities are saying goodbye to one of their own. James Lew was 73. His cause of death has not been publicly disclosed, but his legacy is already clear. Every stunt performer he inspired, every martial artist who followed his path, every action scene he helped create, and every fan who watches one of those movies again, they all become part of his legacy. Hollywood may have lost James Lew, but the action he helped create will keep him on screen forever. Rest in peace, James Lew.